Hello everyone, Norma Woodcock speaking to you from Perth in Western Australia. I'd like to speak into the 15th Sunday in Ordinary Time, Year C, and the theme, Give Something. Luke chapter 10, verses 25 to 37. We have the immortal parable of the Good Samaritan. I'd like to read a reflection from Father Flor McCarthy from New Sunday and Holiday Liturgies, page 251. The Good Samaritan was someone who cared. Blessed are those who care. They will let people know they are loved. Blessed are those who are gentle, and they will help people to grow as the sun helps the buds to unfold. Blessed are those who listen. They will lighten many a burden. Blessed are those who know how to let go. They will have the joy of seeing people find themselves. Blessed are those who, when nothing can be done or said, do not walk away, but remain to provide a comforting and supportive presence. They will help the sufferer to bear the unbearable. Blessed are those who recognise their own need to receive. They will be able to give all the better. And blessed are those who give without hope of return. They will give people an experience of God. You know, when I was preparing this particular little message, a story came back from my journey of maybe 35 years ago. A lady, we were struggling financially, my husband and I, and this lady knew it, and she wanted to give me something, so she gave me a fur coat. God bless her, but the last thing I needed was a fur coat. But however, she gave me this fur coat. Now, I didn't know what to do with this fur coat. And I remember asking my spiritual director, the Jesuit priest, Father Tim Quinlan, what do I do with this fur coat? He said, tell her, keep it and tell her that you will give it to someone who needs it more than you if you find that somebody presents themselves to you. And so I told her, and she was happy, and we went on our way. And I didn't wear that fur coat, but this particular evening we were going to Mass in a very cold church, and we used to go there on an evening, but it was a very, very cold evening, and I remember putting this fur coat on, and underneath I had just a little tiny little summery top, not very thick. Anyway, we went to church and we were kneeling down, and a lady walked in, and I hadn't seen her before. Usually, when you go to Mass, the people around you. I hadn't seen her before, and she sat in front of me, and she had, 2 or 3 little children and a little baby on her lap who was coughing dreadfully. And I sort of leant forward and said, how are you, love? And she said, I've got to go to the hospital and get some free medicine for my baby. He's coughing. And I said, oh, okay. And so I sat back. I knew God was saying, give her the fur coat. She can sell it, she can wear it, she can do what she wants with it. So there was I sitting there throughout the Mass going, now how am I going to do this, God? My husband, he's right beside me, and I haven't got anything more underneath, but it was strong to give. Anyway, so after Mass, my husband went outside, and I knelt down, on the pew kneeler, and I leant over to the little lass, and I said, please don't think I'm a nutter, but I'd like to give you this fur coat. And she looked at me, and her eyes just got really bright, and she said, I don't think you're a nutter. I've actually been to one of the meetings when you were speaking. And she said, I can't take it in here. I said, no, it's okay. I'll meet you outside. So I went outside, and I was there with my daughters and a group of people that were coming back to my home, and the lady came out, and you could tell there was an energy about her, and I don't know what she was going to do with the coat, but she was so grateful. I took it off and I gave it to her. Not another word. She smiled and she thanked me. Extraordinary things happened that followed. My daughter took off her coat and gave it to me. I had people coming up and that I didn't even know and say, thank you for doing that. And I was a bit taken back. But the most amazing thing was when we went back to our home, and a group of people, including a Christian brother who I knew, were coming back to the home, and we were having pizzas. And so, do you know, at the end of that night, this Christian brother came to me and he said, Norma, the smell of rose perfume was so strong in this house, Even above the pizza, I could smell this rose perfume. What was my message out of that? God is never outdone in generosity. Whatever you give to anyone, whether it be a cup of cold water, whatever you give, a smile, your presence, a gift, bearing with, not turning away from, letting that person know you're there for them through thick and thin, whatever it is, can I tell you, God is never outdone in generosity. I hope that story about my funny little story about the fur coat and that little reflection from Father Flor McCarthy has touched you. May you have a great week. God bless.